And just like that, a bald eagle rescued from the Duck River a week ago is returned to the wild. It's a happy ending that took a community effort.
Well, me and my in-laws and my friend Brandon, we were out kayaking, and my mother-in-law saw the eagle, and we seen it. He was in the mud a little bit, so we picked him up, carried him to the shore best we could, and we put a towel over him, got him warmed up as best as we could. Wildlife came.
I've had these calls before, and this is the first time it was actually a bald eagle. Usually it turns out to be a hawk or a lesser raptor. No, I didn't expect it to be a real bald eagle. When I got here, it was drawn up. The talons were drawn up, and it wasn't using its talons. It was calm, docile, shaking. It wouldn't have made it through the night if they wouldn't have found it. I took it to Dr. Stimpson's house. He looked at it in his driveway, and I said, yeah, it looks pretty good. It's no broke bones, no blood coming out of it.
The biggest thing he wanted me to do was just evaluate and see if it was too far gone, and I told him I didn't think so. The legs felt fine, the wings felt fine, his eyes looked good. He just looked like he was weak and cold.
I mean, he was not trying to fight us. He didn't try to bite me. He was alert, but he was having a little trouble breathing. He was breathing harder. He was found in the river, so he was wet when Larry took him out of the river. And, he was very stressed, of course, and he didn't even want to stand up on his feet. He was down on his hocks, and he had his talons clenched, and he wouldn't really try to grab. That's not normal behavior for a bird. If you had one, they would be trying to actually bite you and trying to fight you. But he was pretty weak, and so I didn't know what we'd find on Sunday. I didn't know if he would actually make it overnight, but thankfully he did.
I think personal opinion, it would have died that night if Dr. Anderson wouldn't have come in and hydrated it and got it going. And then we took it up to Walden's Puddle the next morning, and they took care of it the rest of the week and got it into flying.
We were actually very lucky with this bird. This bird was found to have shot in his x-rays, but we do believe that those are old injuries. So he's been shot at some point in his life, and he's recovered. Luckily, very tiny shot and in a very non-critical place in his wing, so it didn't affect his flight. What happened this time we're not sure about, but he came to us very exhausted, slightly thin. It looked like he'd just been completely tired out. So for us, that's a little bit of an easier fix. We support them with fluids, and we support them with food and basic general supportive care, and he came back really, really nicely and uneventfully, which was nice.
There's a lot more eagles than there used to be, and that's really good, and you see them much more frequently if you look around and if you're in the right places, but it's still nice to see them.
I'm just very happy to be here to see it. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime.
I have to say, anytime we can put an animal back, it's always special. An eagle is a great one because he's a symbol, and he's a symbol of our country.
No, it was great. It was great to see it flying as strong as it was flying too.
I'm glad that we get to see him, get him back flying up in the air. It's great to see that he made it. I'm hoping one day, he'll just fly down and nod his head or something, Be pretty cool.